Public distribution system, that is PDS, reforms in India. Public distribution system has been a key player and instrumental organization system in India. It plays a key role in the government's effort to improve nation's food security system. It still continues to be government's main instrument to remove inequity and remove poverty, especially the poor and marginal section of the society. In this essay, we will take a look as to how this key system has undergone change over the years and how it is going to help the country's poor. Public distribution system, that is PDS, till 1992 was a general entitlement scheme for all consumers without any specific target. The revamped public distribution system, that is the public distribution that got changed, was launched in June 1992. It was launched in nearly 2,000 blocks throughout the country. And this RPDS, that is a revamped public distribution system, was launched with a view to strengthen and streamline the PDS as well as to improve its reach to poor families, especially in the far-flung, hilly, remote and inaccessible areas. This RPDS, revamped public distribution system, covered those areas where special programs such as the drought-prone area program, that is DPAP, then the integrated tribal development projects, that is ITDP, then the desert development programs, that is DDP, and certain designated hilly areas were in operations. But the main focus was to improve the PDS infrastructure, food grains for distribution in RPDS areas. And these were issued to the states at 50 paise below the central issue price. The entitlement was 20 kilograms of grain per card. Subsequently, in June 1997, the central government launched the Targeted Public Distribution System, that is TPDS, and its focus was on the poor families. Under the TPDS, that is Targeted Public Distribution System, states were required to formulate and implement foolproof arrangements for the identification of the poor, for delivery of food grains, and for its distribution in a transparent and accountable manner. And that was to happen at the fair price shops level. The TPDS aimed at benefiting about 6 crores of poor families throughout the country, for whom the quantity of about 7.2 million tons of food grains was earmarked annually. That was in 1997. The reforms in this targeted public distribution system, that is TPDS, gathered pace in the last 2 decades. These reforms measures helped curb the diversion of food grains as well as they ensured grains to each intended beneficiaries. It was because more than 24 crores of ration cards were digitized, and about 56% of these cards were being seeded or they were annexed with the Aadhaar numbers. As a result, the beneficiaries were getting a highly subsidized food grains under National Food Security Act, that is NFSA. The identification of the poor under the scheme was done by the responsive states as per the state-wise poverty estimates, and that was done by the Planning Commission for 1993-94. It was based on the methodology prepared by the expert group on the estimation of proportion of number of poor, and this committee was chaired by late Professor Lakadwala. The allocation of food grains to states was made on the basis of average consumption in the past or average annual offtake of food grains under the PDS during the past 10 years at the time of introduction of TPDS. The quantum of food grains in excess of the requirements below the poverty line, that is BPL families, was provided to the states as a transitory allocation. That was over and above the TPDS allocation. The additional allocation to state was also given periodically. The transitory allocation was intended for a continuation of a benefit of subsidized food grains to the population above the poverty line, that is APL families. The prices for this section was higher than the prices for the BPL quota of food grains. The number of BPL families covered under TPDS was increased in the year 2000, and that was done on the basis of population projections of the Registrar General as on March 1st, 2000. With this increase, the total number of BPL families were 6.5 crores as against 5.9 crore families originally estimated when TPDS was introduced in June 1997. Under the TPDS, the end retail price was fixed by the states after taking into account margin for wholesalers or retailers, transportation charges, levies, local taxes, etc. However, since 2001, flexibility has been given to the states for fixing the retail issue prices under Antyodaya Anna Yojana, that is AAY. The end retail price is to be retained at rupees 2 per kilo for wheat and rupees 3 per kilo for rice. Since the implementation of the National Food Security Act, that is NFSA, in 2013, the government aims at providing a highly subsidized food grains, that is 5 kilograms per person per month, to as much as 82 crores of population. However, the government last year decided a gradual introduction of cash transfers in PDS. It started with the large cities with more than million population, and it will later be extended to the grain surplus states as well. And it has also given an option to deficit states to opt for cash or physical grain distribution. This will be much more cost-effective way, that is, the cash transfer will be much more cost-effective way to help the poor. Hopefully, it will be without much distortion in the production basket, and it will be in line with the best international practices. According to expert committee, this direct beneficiary transfer, that is DBT, could save the exchequer more than 30,000 crore rupees annually, and it will still give a better deal to consumers. Cash transfers can be indexed with the overall price level to protect the amount of real income transfers. Another aspect is DBT is given, that is, direct beneficiary transfer is given in the name of a lady of the house, and it will be routed through Prime Minister's Janadana Yojana, and the entire process takes place in conjunction with Aadhaar and a unique identification number. This will empower the consumers and also plug the high leakages in PDS which were happening so far, and therefore it will save resources, and it can be rolled out over the next 2 to 3 years. For the last 2 years, the NDA government had focused on the PDS reforms, especially following the passage of National Food Security Act in 2013. Cutting pilferage from the PDS was therefore becoming far easier than before. It was because, as mentioned earlier, almost all of the 23 crore ration cards in the country were being digitized, and 56% of this already had linked with the unique identification number of Aadhaar. Besides, several states have now installed electronic point of sale, that is EPOS devices at their fair price shops. This system helps to track the sale of food grains to actual cardholders on a real-time basis. According to recent government estimate, direct beneficiary transfer scheme for subsidies have resulted in a significant savings across the welfare schemes, and it includes as much as 27,000 crore rupees in PDS, LPG distribution and Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. According to the Food Ministry data, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Delhi, besides Union Territories of Chandigarh and Andaman and Nicobar, have completed seeding or linking of all the ration cards with the Aadhaar. However, states such as Kerala and Rajasthan and also Haryana, Jharkhand and Odisha have also reported a significant progress in terms of seeding the PDS beneficiaries cards with the Aadhaar. But Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and even Tamil Nadu and northeastern states such as Assam and Manipur have been slow in this technological process, and it is also the same story in Bihar and surprisingly in Tamil Nadu, as said before. Now let us see the role of electronic point of sale, that is EPOS. On electronic point of sale, that is EPOS installation, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh have almost completed the process. In other states like Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, they are catching up. States with the large poor populations like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha have, however, are yet to make any headway in equipping their fair price shops with the EPOS devices. According to estimate, Andhra Pradesh could save around 800 crore rupees annually through steps like putting EPOS devices in its 28,000 and odd public distribution system outlets and seeding the ration cards with the Aadhaar numbers. The objective of EPOS is clear. It is to ensure that only genuine cardholders or his or her family members whose names are mentioned in the ration card can buy the subsidized commodities. When the ration is taken, the EPOS device captures the buyer's biometrics, and that is verified online itself with the Aadhaar database. The device helps to record all transactions electronically, and it enables a fair price shop, that is FPS, in a real-time accounts of opening stock, daily sales and closing stock. In turn, this would facilitate the monthly allotment of stocks to the fair price shops based on the stock position, and it also facilitates monitoring and detection of fraudulent transactions. However, there is still a long way to go on this front, as only 22% of more than 5 lakhs of fair price shops in the country have installed EPOS devices so far. With the passage of National Food Security Act in 2013, government aims at providing highly subsidized food grains to close to 82 crore population, as said before. It has already been rolled out in 27 states and 6 union territories, and the government is keen to accelerate a direct transfer of subsidies to the beneficiaries' bank accounts directly. Direct benefit transfer, the DBT in PDS, however, is still at an early stage. Only 3 union territories, that is Chandigarh, Puducherry and Dadra Nagar Haveli have implemented DBT on a pilot basis.